Accessibility cannot depend on a prosthetic, while inclusive designs help everyone. Let me say this clearly. Prosthetics are great. They restore independence, they restore movement, they restore dignity. Alhamdulillah for every tool that helps a human being live with more strength. But Allah is the perfect designer, and anything that is man-made has man-made limitations built in. And one of the biggest limitations people don't understand is simple: fit. Here's my reality. I lost 20 pounds and I'm actually still losing weight. My doctor asked me to lose weight and I agreed. I wanted to be healthier. Not that I had any health issues, but being slimmer makes it a lot easier for me to walk around. When you're an above-the-knee amputee, weight changes don't just affect your clothing, they affect your socket fit. So the same prosthetic that felt stable before can start to feel loose. You know what I mean? It becomes really unstable really quick. It becomes painful and risky, right? So that's not the prosthetic failing, that's the body changing, because life changes. And here's another truth people just don't understand. Staying fit is harder when you're missing a leg. People say to me, Rob, just do cardio. Okay, let's talk practical reality. Running, that's out of the question for many amputees, especially if you're an above-the-knee amputee. Without specialized equipment, cycling is often also not realistic, depending on the balance and the setup, and even the rowing machine. People love to recommend the rowing machine to me, but it can be dangerous. Why? Because when you pull on that cable with one leg missing, right, this part that leans against the machine is not there. You only have the one side. I'm literally pulling myself to the left side and pulling myself off of the rowing machine and onto the floor. So when someone says to me, just hit the gym like everyone else, they're not seeing the full picture. And then there's the cost. Prosthetics aren't one purchase. They're a lifetime of fittings, adjustments, liners, sockets, components, and replacements. If you're an above-the-knee amputee, over a lifetime, the total cost can be massive, usually hundreds of thousands and even into the millions, depending on your needs and depending on the technology that's being used, as well as the complications. So most people have no idea how much these things cost, and insurance doesn't pay for all of this stuff 99% of the time. You're not gonna get insurance to pay for it. Most people have no idea. They think it's one device and you're done. You've got a prosthetic leg, no problem, you're good. No, it's ongoing. So now let me connect this back to the haircut story. When businesses have steps as the default, they are assuming that everyone can balance, everyone can climb, everyone can transfer safely, everyone can just manage it. But what if the prosthetic fit changed this month? What if someone is recovering from surgery? What if someone has a twisted ankle? What if there's an elder with a cane? What if there's a mother carrying a child in an abaya? What if someone in a kandora is navigating slip steps? That step just isn't an inconvenience, it's a full fall hazard. And the thing is, this isn't about disability only. This is about human life. This is why simple design choices matter everywhere. Step-free entry when it's possible, or a proper ramp, handrails on steps and ramps, more space inside so that people can turn safely, layouts that don't force risky transfers, clear information about washroom access. Handrails alone help a lot. They help elders, they help parents, pregnant women, children, delivery staff, everybody. These are dignity upgrades, safety upgrades, and yes, business upgrades. That's why I'm building Spider Lily approved, because the problem isn't just that access is missing, it's that access is invisible. People shouldn't have to gamble with their safety and their lives just to get a haircut or a meal. They should be able to choose places that are ready for real life. Spider Lily approved is about practical standards, safe entry, safe movement, honest, visible accessibility information, and respectful support. Not perfection, but progress. Comments only, no DMs. If you want the checklist, comment access, and I'll share the basics. And I want 2 things in the comments. Name 1 place in Abu Dhabi that's genuinely accessible so that we can support them. Number 2, tell me the most common barrier that you see. Steps, tight spaces, no handrails, no washroom access, because access shouldn't depend on strength, it shouldn't depend on luck, and it shouldn't depend on pain tolerance. Prosthetics are a blessing, Alhamdulillah, but real inclusion means the world is built for reality and not built for assumptions. If you can't enter, then you can't buy. Let's make accessible the standards. Prosthetics are great, Alhamdulillah, but Allah is the perfect designer, and anything man-made has man-made limitations built in. The biggest prosthetic limitation that no one is talking about is the fit. Lose weight, gain weight, everything changes. I lost 20 pounds and my prosthetic fit changed. That can turn stability into pain and risk. People say, just do cardio. Running isn't realistic for many amputees. Cycling isn't always realistic. Even the rowing machine can be dangerous. When you pull a rowing cable with 1 leg missing, the support that you're supposed to have is supposed to be balanced, but if you don't have it on one side, you'll fall off the machine. Prosthetics aren't a one-time purchase. They're a lifetime of fittings, parts, adjustments, and replacements. Accessibility can't depend on whether prosthetics fit this month. Design has to work every day for real life. That 1 step isn't just a step, it's a fall hazard for elders, parents carrying children, and anyone in recovery. Handrails, space to turn, step-free entry, these aren't extras. These are dignity and safety upgrades. Common access if you want the checklist, because access shouldn't depend on strength, luck, or pain tolerance.